So, the story starts when I was 18-year-old female in my first semester of college. I have always seemed to get a lot of attention from guys, which is natural for any girls. Anyway, I decided to use Tinder over the summer due to quarantine. All of my classes for college are online, so I am not able to meet many people. I thought if I got Tinder, I could get to know some people from my university and maybe even go on some dates with them. I got a lot of matches. Some guys were really nice and cool to talk, and then I obviously got some people just wanting to hook up, which is I'm not into that because I was looking for a relationship. After a few months, I ended up matching with a guy from out of state. We matched because he was in the area for work. He was 8 years older than me. First red flag right there, where I should be cautious. But I didn't mind. He seemed pretty nice and he asked for my Snap ID, so I gave it to him. We talked a little, and within a couple days, he became extremely dependent and obsessed with me. I have an extremely busy major in studies, and most of my time is taken up from college. Because of this, I am not always on my phone and cannot answer messages right away. If I didn't reply for an hour or two, he would message me again and again. He said things like, "Why won't you talk to me? Are you seeing someone else? You are so beautiful and I need you," and so on. So, I thought this was very strange as I just started talking to him and we clearly were not seeing each other in person. I explained to him that I am very busy with college and other studies related stuffs, and it was nothing personal. He said he respected that and we continued talking. Obviously, that just didn't last very long. He continued to text me constantly, telling me he needed me and he asking why I was ignoring him. He started talking about driving 2 hours to see me, and I was weirded out. But I assumed that he was just lonely and desperate. I felt so bad, so I tried to reply him when I could because he didn't really do anything but too concerning to me. This continued for a few weeks, and I started to get extremely annoyed. I had a bad gut feeling about this guy. He started talking sexual, and I told him I wasn't into that. He apologized and said he would stop, but he didn't. No surprise there. So, I started ignoring his messages. He apologized, and I called him out for it. He continuously apologized, and I left him unread. He started sharing pictures in Snapchat and constantly messaging me, so I unadded him as a friend. Then he texted me with another apology and said he hoped that he could take me on the date we talked about, even though I never expressed interest in going on a date. I ignored that message too and moved on with my life. I ignored that message too and I ignored that message and moved on with my life. About 2 weeks later, I got a message from him and said, "I am sorry." I ignored that too. He didn't message me after that, and it soon slipped my mind once again. Later that week, I had a dream about him breaking into my house and attempting to kidnap me. I started thinking about it again, so I tried looking him up on Instagram. He didn't have an Instagram, which I didn't think was too weird because I know some people who only use Facebook. So I tried looking him up on there. He didn't have Facebook either. Now that was weird. Most people have one or the other. I thought it was so strange that this guy didn't have any form of social media besides Snapchat and Tinder. I wondered what if he used a fake name. Then I decided to try one last thing. I searched his name on Google. What I found made my blood run cold and my spine got chilled. The first thing that came up was an article for his arrest happened in January with his photo. He was arrested for child pornography. They found several photos of an underage girl on his phone. He was released on a bail a few days later. I was absolutely disgusted. This man was a predator and he was free to do what he wanted. When I think about it, my guess is that he saw I was 18 and thought he could still get something from my younger girl without getting in trouble because I am legally an adult. I am not stupid enough to send any revealing photos or videos. I am so glad that I stopped being so nice and listened to my gut when things progressed. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't, and I wonder if my dream was a sign for me to look into who he was. It still creeps me out that he was so obsessed with me and when I didn't talk to him for very long at all.